The Democrats' love affair with MS-13 is becoming more obvious and ridiculous. Not surprising. Bukele trolls far-left congressman who traveled to El Salvador to meet with MS-13 gang member Kilmar Abrego Garcia. The El Salvadorian president trolled far-left Representative Maxwell Frost on Tuesday, who was one of the Democrat lawmakers who traveled to El Salvador this week to meet with wife-beater and MS-13 gang member Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Inspired by Democrat Senator Van Hollen, Reps Robert Garcia, Maxwell Frost, Yassamin Ansari, and Maxine Dexter traveled to El Salvador on Monday to try to facilitate the release of Abrego Garcia. On Monday, the four Democrats were denied a visit with Abrego Garcia because their trip was not in an official capacity. James Comer's decision to deny Democrat Rep. Frost's request threw their political stunt into chaos and failure. Representative Frost whined about being denied access to Abrego Garcia on Monday, looking pathetic.
What do you know? Is there any chance you'll be meeting with Abrego Garcia while you're there?
Well, we're actually about to do a press conference to speak a little bit about this, but we got word at the embassy that our request has been denied by the government here locally. They say it's because we're not here on an official capacity. This is part of the reason why Representative Robert Garcia and I sent a letter to Chairman Kilmar of the Oversight Committee asking for this to be an official CODEL. But we're not giving up. We're going to continue. We have more meetings scheduled for the rest of the day. But part of this, too, is making sure that we keep the conversation alive. We're building off of the trip of Senator Van Hollen, and we're not the first members here, and we're not going to be the last.
Key phrase here, we're keeping the conversation alive. This is nothing but a distraction and further delay to sabotage the Trump administration's efforts of mass deportations of illegal aliens that do not belong here.
Hi everyone, this is Congresswoman Yassamin Ansari. After a long day, we have arrived in El Salvador. I am here with several of my colleagues to demand that Donald Trump release Kilmar Abrego Garcia, union member, Maryland man who was wrongfully detained and deported, has never been convicted of a crime, and who the United States Supreme Court has ruled 9-0 unanimously the United States must facilitate his return. Last night, I had a town hall in my district where a woman came and said her son, who is Salvadoran, they are scared to travel this summer because what if what happened to Kilmar Garcia happens to them? If there's not due process for Kilmar, there will be no due process for anyone. We want to make sure that Kilmar is still alive. We want to make sure that he has access to counsel. We want to make sure that the United States does what it's supposed to do, follow the Supreme Court of the United States and release him. And we are here fighting for the future of our democracy.
No, I would argue you are fighting for the future of your party. These illegal aliens are meant to be your new voters and your future to replace U.S. citizens. That's what's going on here.
Congresswoman Maxine Dexter here, coming to you from El Salvador. I flew here last night with 3 of my colleagues to demand that Kilmar Abrego Garcia be released. He is being held in violation of a Supreme Court order expressly telling the Trump administration to effectuate and facilitate his coming home. That is being ignored. This is not just a threat to all people in the United States who could be illegally abducted, detained, and transported internationally against their will, but it is a fact that our president does not recognize the branches of government and the balances of power. This is what we all have been calling a constitutional crisis, yet it is more severe than anything we've seen. We cannot stay silent. We must stay loud. I am here because I refuse to wait for something to happen. We are here to release Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
These people are just exposing their true colors, thinking they can police the entire world. After Frost was denied a visit with Abrego Garcia, one of his old tweets resurfaced. Quote, "Effin' with my gang gon' get you spilled," end quote. Frost tweeted in 2016 of the month of June. The president of El Salvador massively trolled the congressman, by retweeting this statement with a palms up emoji. Maxwell Frost remained defiant in response to criticism over his old tweet, and he responded by saying, "Keep looking through my old posts. There has to be some more funny stuff in there. Make sure you tag me." You see, this is nothing but a clown show. These people don't care about Mr. Abrego Garcia. They don't care about his family and his wife, by the way, that filed a protection order against him because she feared for her safety and the safety of her 1-year-old baby at the time. Now she's being asked about that, and she doesn't have anything to say.
You did take out a temporary order of protection against your husband in 2021. Were you in fear of your husband?
My husband is alive. That's all I can say.
Okay.
Of course she has nothing to say, because it literally destroys their entire narrative, trying to paint this MS-13 gang member, suspected human trafficker, and alleged wife beater as some kind of Maryland man, Maryland father. The guy's not even a U.S. citizen. He's an El Salvadorian citizen. He is back exactly where he belongs, back in his own home country. And she's welcome to go back with him. Well, White House Administrator Stephen Miller has been absolutely vocal and obliterating and exposing this ridiculous freak fetish love affair between Democrats and MS-13.
You have the entire Democrat Party that is in love with this gangster in El Salvador who beat his wife, who's a member of a terrorist organization, who has code for MS-13 tattooed on his knuckles. And you've seen the amount of coverage, the amount of discussion over this one illegal alien gangster. What was the reprieve for Americans who watched their communities get occupied by these foreign gangs? Where was their due process? Where was their rights? Where was the media and where were the courts when their loved ones were getting beaten, raped, and murdered? That's who President Trump is fighting for, not foreign terrorists, Americans.
Cancer, acne rosacea, multiple sclerosis, and rheumatoid arthritis are 4 different diseases in 4 different areas of medicine. What if they can all be treated with parasite medication, and that turns out for these diseases to be true? What if I told you that if you had a pet or ate sushi, you are more likely to have parasites? This means that a lot of our ailments that we experience every day are caused not by environmental issues, but by parasites as well. This is something Big Pharma does not want you to know about. I know many of us check off many of these boxes. This is why Purge is offering their new liver cleanse products for all of you out there that need to clear those toxins out once and for all. PurgeStore.com offers everything you need to cleanse and detox your body. Powerful enzymes and probiotics, 15-day colon cleanse protocols, liver cleanse, and of course, the parasite cleanse. Right now, if you go to PurgeStore.com and use promo code DREW, that's DREW, you will get 20% off your entire order. Use the link in the description below, PurgeStore.com, and support the Gateway Pundit today. The Gateway Pundit is supported by the people, we the people, that is you, the American people. We thank you for your support. Tim Walz's daughter compares violent MS-13 gang members to Jesus Christ himself, and claims Donald Trump would have deported Jesus too. Hope Walz, the 24-year-old daughter of failed vice presidential candidate Governor Tim Walz, ignited a firestorm of backlash over the weekend after posting a jaw-dropping TikTok in which she compared violent MS-13 gang members to Jesus Christ himself.
If Jesus were alive today and in the United States, this administration would have already taken him and removed him from this country without due process, claimed he was a member of the MS-13 gang as a way to try to justify not giving him due process, as if there is any justifiable reason to not giving somebody due process. But yeah, some people don't want to talk about that. It truly is baffling how clear and laid out everything is, and there is still people standing by it. I believe in the good of people and like humanity, humans, you know, deep down at our core, like we care about each other. But that's really being tested, because how anyone is okay with this is terrifying to me. But yeah, if you look like me, speak up, speak out, because we might be the only ones safe from what's coming and some of the only people that are able to stop it. So yeah, it's our duty at this point.
The woke white savior complex. People that look like me are the only ones that may be able to stop it. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Jesus Christ was not tatted up with MS-13 gang member affiliate tattoos. Also, Jesus Christ did not beat women. And Jesus Christ was not suspected of human trafficking. Jesus Christ, I might add and refute, calls for law and order, the opposite of lawlessness. So if you're going to speak on his name, at least get it right. My name is Drew Hernandez for the Gateway Pundit, and you have been on watch with Drew Hernandez. I'll see you guys on the next one.